All right, I genuinely feel so terrible for the people that are gonna watch this video and then just skip it. I really do, because I'm gonna lay out the exact 3 things that you need to do if you want to finally break free from the corporate world. And without this video, I'm genuinely afraid that 99% of the world is just gonna continue living the same way that they have been living for decades. Listen, I don't know about you, but showing up to a corporate job every day actually sucks. The boss is rude. You can just feel that nobody there actually treats you with any respect. The customers treat you terribly. It doesn't matter if you work 40 hours a week or 100 hours a week, you basically make the same wage regardless. Even more annoying is it doesn't matter how much you make the company, because you're never gonna be noticed anyway. Your income literally never has a drastic change. It's truly frightening that some of you think that this is okay. And all this stuff that you do for the company for what? All this mental pain and stress that you go through for what? To be laid off as soon as some random sickness spreads? I mean, can I even say that? Listen, I have worked corporate jobs, okay? And I was so fed up and sick of how I was being treated both financially and spiritually, okay? And I knew that I needed to make a change. So here is exactly what I did. I just ended up developing it into a 3-step framework to finally break free of the madness. Now, you need your first dollar outside of the 9 to 5. Literally the only way for you to break free of the corporate world is to make money from something that obviously is not coming from the corporate world, okay? It's as simple as that. But for me personally, the massive shift was I read this book, okay? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It wasn't necessarily like the real estate portion of the book that had me, but it was actually the perception that he had around making money. The entire idea was you need to quit pretending like you always need one more thing in order to get started, okay? I did this, I know you do it, and you just need to utilize what you have, and that right there is the actual start point. Okay, so like here's a visual of it, and this was in the book, okay? There was some kid who wanted to make money, but his parents wouldn't help him. Anyways, he started collecting old toothpaste tubes around the neighborhood, and he melted them down and he turned them into like nickels or something to make money, okay? And I realized I was constantly telling myself that I needed one more thing, like a monitor or a new keyboard, or I needed new knowledge or something to get started, okay? But after I read this book, it finally came to an end. Now, you don't need to read the book because I'm telling you what to do, okay? I opened up my old laptop that I had laying around and I started researching, literally as simple as this, ways to make money online. And I stumbled upon something that at the time was a gold mine, dropshipping. And you guys know my take on dropshipping now in 2025. It is completely saturated and just simply does not work, okay? But at the time, this was the only thing that I could find that was actually reasonable for me to try doing, okay? The point here that I'm trying to make is that you need money, and the only way for you to do that outside of your corporate job is to learn how to make money online, okay? I'm gonna honestly just try and make this as easy for you as possible. I have a video linked to the description of me covering every single business model in the entire world and which one is the easiest way to actually make money online right now. Now, once you find something that piques your interest, you now need hours, which means you need to find hours that you didn't know you had. I know, you're probably thinking, I cannot do all of this because I have a job and I have to study and I have to do all this and I don't have time to learn and study a new way of making money, whatever. Okay, what I need you to realize, and this frustrates me so much, so sorry if I get a little irritated. You are not the only person in the world who had to sustain a job while they were building their dream life. Okay, I'm sorry. That is not an excuse that you can use, okay? Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, you name it. They all had to sustain jobs while they were trying to figure out how to get rich, okay? This is a part of the journey to getting rich. You do not have a choice. Now, I didn't tell you that this thing was gonna be easy. I'm confident that you even knew that this wasn't gonna be easy. And if you truly wanted something, you know for a fact that you have to fight for it. So the schedule that I had developed for myself when I had my corporate job was I started my shift at 9 a.m. and it ended at 5 p.m. I would wake up at 5 a.m. and I'd work on my side hustle up until 8:50 when I had to leave for work. Then when I would get home at around 5:15, I would work on my side hustle from that point until 9 to 10 p.m., which gave me 8 to 9 hours of pure deep work that I was able to work on my dream life. And this was plenty of time. Most of you guys think that you don't have enough time, but if you check your screen time on your iPhone, you have 9 or 10 hours of TikTok, okay? Now, as my business started to gain more traction, I started to need more time that I could allocate to the business. So I just quit my actual heavy lifting job of KFC, not really that heavy lifting, and I got a job at a gym, okay? And this was literally me just checking people in all day. But the bonus to this was the gym was really dead at all times, which meant during the the time that nobody was there, I could just open up my laptop and continue working on my business, okay? Then at some point, it's gonna get to the point where your side hustle actually pays more than your job. So for me, after 3 to 6 months, it finally got to the point where I had enough money coming in to cover all of my expenses and accidentally ended up in a surplus. I was making more money than I was actually spending, but most importantly, I was making money outside of the corporate world. You absolutely need a surplus of money before you can just quit your job and forget about the corporate world entirely. And as soon as I reached that point, I quit my job right on the spot without even thinking of it. Now, what you need to realize, okay, the only possible way to make this happen is if your side hustle is paying you more money than your current job, okay? And the only way to get to that point is to find all of the gaps in your time and to use that and work on your side hustle, okay? I know you all have time. You claim you don't have time. You're so busy. Well, quit going and messing around at parties. Quit messing around with girls and sit and find that open gaps of time that you have. I need you to listen closely, okay? I did not say this was going to be easy. It is actually quite far from easy. But the point is, this is literally the only way to escape the corporate world and finally live life on your own terms, okay? Unless you have really, really, really rich parents that are just gonna give you the money, or you win the lottery, which is not gonna happen. I mean, you literally do not have a choice, okay? There's not going to be some golden nugget that's just thrown your way that's just gonna save you from a life of corporate servitude. You literally have to do this yourself. I mean, truly think about it. I mean, if you don't do this, then what's the alternative? You do it later? You get started next week? Or you just sit and continue in the life that you have now and you don't make any changes? I mean, you have to save yourself and you're the only one that can do it. I personally just laid out the exact framework for you to achieve this, and I even linked you to the easiest way to make money online. I mean, this is your golden nugget to some degree. I guess the question is, are you going to take it or not?